I'm Nikki Usher, and I'm a professor at George Washington University School of Media and Public Affairs. We're here to talk about a report that I entitled called Moving the Newsroom, Newsroom Spaces and Places in a Post-Industrial Age. It's about newsrooms that have quite literally moved newsrooms. And that's actually a big trend throughout the country where newsrooms are downsizing their newsrooms. And on the surface, it sounds really sad, you know, newsrooms picking up from their old buildings and moving into smaller places. On the other hand, though, it's a really great chance for reinvention. I'm here with Rick Hirsch, the managing editor of the Miami Herald. He is a 34-year veteran of the Miami Herald, and he's going to tell us some great stuff related to this report. I just wonder if you could tell us a little bit about what this move has meant to the Miami Herald. Take us to the beginning and then maybe just where you are today.
Well, it's an unbelievable change. And imagine living in a house for 50 years and accumulating all the stuff that you have and all the memories that you have, and then going to someplace new and all the work and energy and time and angst that's involved in that. And I think we've had all of that and more in moving the Miami Herald building. At the same time, you're moving into a place where things work. Technology changes constantly. And so the biggest change for us in moving into a new newsroom and having an opportunity to design it for the way we do things now is that we could bring ourselves up to date in technology and structure. And so that's been the big positive out of it.
And one of the things you guys did is in the old newsroom, you had a continuous news desk, which was meant to centralize breaking news. And now you have this beautiful architectural thing that is this gorgeous U-shaped hub with a beautiful table and a giant two-sided media wall. And I'm just wondering, what does doing all of this physical reorientation actually do for the process of creating news?
Well, our old newsroom was a hack. We had a continuous news desk, but it was something that we put together out of necessity and the best we could do. We had sort of tables moved together on a little elevated platform. And in this case, we really designed the whole newsroom around being digital, doing things now. We not only have physically a hub where key editors for different platforms sit, but since we do a lot of video work and we deliver news through the NPR radio station, those features, radio studios, video studios, are all configured so that they take advantage of the central space. It's become the center place where we do newsroom-wide meetings in addition to our own news meetings that we do a couple times a day. So it's really become the focal point of the newsroom.
One thing I'm really curious about is, have you had a really big breaking news event that's sort of brought people into the maximization of this hub?
No, we haven't. And we've handled a lot of big breaking news stories in my years at the Miami Herald, but I can't say that we have had a story in the digital age on the magnitude of a Boston Marathon bombing or an Aurora shooting or a Columbine or even a hurricane. The last time we really dealt with a hurricane that came through where we were, and we've chased them all over the state, was in 2005, and it was a Category 1, and so it wasn't quite the full-bodied experience. But we need to be prepared for that. Fidel Castro is going to die one day. That'll be a big story for us. We did have the earthquake in Haiti, but it wasn't local. And so we chased it, but we weren't in the middle of it.
And I guess my last question is something I've been pondering a lot is people have put a ton of money into creating these super high-tech video studios. You guys have invested in this beautiful space. But other people I've spoken to, actually some folks in Fort Worth, kind of think that they could do without a newsroom altogether. And I'm wondering, you know, why invest all this money to create this high-charged digital environment when you could, at least in theory, be totally digital, just like you had your news meeting from here at the Columbia Journalism School in an office?
Well, you need to be totally digital in the field, but there's still a place where the news comes together. I mean, why to have a radio studio? Well, we're unique in that we do radio. We think there's a lot of growth in our future in video. Do we have to have a video studio to do a lot of the video that we do? Not for all of it, but as we do more public affairs type work, and some of that's in concert with the NPR affiliate we work with, having a video studio makes sense for that. I think there is value in having the people who are putting the products together in line of sight and communication, and that's not to say that reporters in the field need to be in the office all the time. They don't. I think they get some benefit from the collaboration with their colleagues, but I think having the team that is putting the content together in a place where they can really be collaborative is necessary to a degree. Sometimes, I mean, our Tallahassee bureau is going to always function from Tallahassee,
Right.
and we're going to always be in connection with them, whether it's by a conference call or FaceTime or Skype. But the folks who are together, there's a lot of energy that comes from seeing each other and being in the same room.